This episode of the Viewing Centers podcast is proudly sponsored by Access Bet.
This is Access, your way to success. Yes. Now we the talk less, yes. We the make sense. Options, jackpot. You fit cash out, jackpot.
Play live bets, virtual game, make cash requests, and get paid within 5 minutes. Access Bet, your access to millions.
Welcome to the latest edition of the Viewing Center podcast. I'm joined by Edmund, Oris, and Williams. How are you guys doing, Edmund? I'll start with you. How are you doing?
Well, I think I'm great. High spirit. Thank God for life. Thank God for bringing us back to do another episode of this podcast. So I'm excited. It's a new season. I can't wait to get started.
Williams, how are you doing? It's been a while.
I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy the podcast is back. We've gotten the band back together again.
Yeah, it's going to be a very long season. I think this will be our first full season on the podcast. Last season we started in January. That was half. So this will be our first full season, and I can't wait for the whole banter to begin. And I know you guys are eager and ready to get started. So let me just get into it.
Of course.
Chelsea versus Manchester United. It was a game I expected to be tough, and for quite a while it was tough until the second half, where Manchester United completely blew Chelsea away and took their chances. Anyways, how did you see the game? Because I want you guys to start, so before I can chip in one or two things.
All right. Personally, I feel like the result flatters Manchester United a lot because they were not all that. I felt Chelsea were the better team. I felt they played better football. But at the end of the day, football, you have to take your chances. And Manchester United were that. They were very clinical and they were very ruthless. But in terms of, because I felt Chelsea played very well. They were just unlucky at crucial moments in the game. The time Abraham hitting the woodwork. I think Alonso hitting the woodwork. And then Kotsuma had a nightmare of a game. Get to the clumsy needless challenge on Rashford. So at those key moments in the game, they were poor. And then second half, even before the second Martial goal, I thought they were very good. And then after the goal, the Martial goal, I think they just collapsed. There was not enough experience. Again, most of them were young players, not enough experience in the team to galvanize them to probably keep it a little bit tight and see maybe they could snatch a couple of goals at the end. But all in all, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I will be impressed with what I've seen. Again, it was not a bad performance at all. Manchester United, like I said, they were not all that. They were clinical, good for them. But from a Chelsea's point of view, it's not a bad. If they play, they will win most of their games against other teams and with more luck playing the way they play. I felt they did very well.
Yeah. As a Chelsea fan, because we were saying if you're a Chelsea fan, as a Chelsea fan myself, I don't think I can put any blame on Lampard at all. More of the blame for me should even go to Roman and Marina Garros, whatever her name is, because we had a chance to suspend this ban. They refused to suspend it, and Lampard has to make do with what he has at the moment, coupled with Kante not being fully fit, Willian not being fully fit, Loftus-Cheek, a lot of the key players, and he had to just make do with what he did. I think for the first half, just really controlled the game, except from Zuma's brain fat. I don't know what happened to him, and he just collapsed. Maybe stopped thinking. But apart from that, first half was a very good performance. Even the second half, when Emerson hit the bar, like he said, but immediately Man United scored the second goal. The third one came in fast, and the fourth one came in almost immediately. Lampard even said it was a game in which Manchester United took their chances, and Chelsea made poor mistakes, and those 4 mistakes led to good, because Manchester United were very clinical. This is the time I would have wished they had a striker like Lukaku, who even Rashford has improved this season. Lukaku would have missed some key chances or something.
Let's not start wishing. If wishes were us, beggars will right. Williams, what did you think? What did you think on the game, Williams?
Okay, from a neutral point, they were very good in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half. They just totally switched. They were the better side. They had more ball possession. They had more attempts. They were controlling the game. Man United were just playing like Manchester United. They were everywhere, knocking the ball about, which was good. But Chelsea, they were more organized. Then they had the penalty. The penalty from Rashford. Yes, it happens. They let their head down. They got up again. Second half, they just collapsed totally. As in, the errors were just so much. You could see that. You can now see that the inexperience of some of the players started showing, which we were not seeing in the first half. So you could see that like the defending was poor. For that Rashford second goal, you see that there was a cross, the diagonal cross. The two centre backs were not even marking any of the Manchester United players. Before the player came from the Marshall came from the left wing and stuck and had it to poke into the post. But then again, I think is Lampard's first game. It could have gone sideways. If he had won the game, we won't be having this kind of conversation. Yeah. So you should take it as a learning point and say, okay, fine, they played very well. So what did we not do correctly? And you should just try and work on it. First of all, the defense is not so good. That Christensen and
Zuma, it will never work.
There are issues with it. Is either he changes it because Emerson always goes forward, meaning Zuma and Christensen will always be at risk. So, and Jorginho is not as fast as he used to be. There is no Kante in that midfield. So there's nobody that has this conscious. Yeah,
Williams. Like I said, I feel there's a lot of hope. I was not expecting them to play that well, to be honest, because Rudiger will come back and he would definitely bench Zuma. Then this Kante was missing. William was not there. There's Hudson Odoi, this lost. So I feel like there's a very good hope, as in they should not read too much into the result. As a Chelsea fan, everybody related to Chelsea Football Club should not read. There are lots of positives to take from the game. I felt they did very well, to be honest. They did very well. It's just the lack of a leader and experience in the team that just cost them today. If not, they play good football, really. Yeah, I don't say that often about Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Lampard really he has a way he assets his players to play, and he's an attacking-minded coach. We saw that from his debut days, and by now he's in Chelsea. He wants to play attacking football and everything. It's just key areas like Tammy Abraham.
Then again, Tammy Abraham, it's not really up to speed with the Premier League. I don't feel he was ready enough. Played well, but I think they should have gone up with Giroud.
Definitely Giroud.
Well, they should have gone up with. They could have done a link-up play, which Giroud is very good at, which they were trying to do in the first half. Yeah. You see that Mount was trying to always do a cutback to Tammy Abraham. Even the wingers were trying to do a cutback. You can do that with Giroud, and you can also cross with Giroud. So it gives you two alternatives. He can also drop deep to help the midfield. So Tammy Abraham wasn't doing that. He's not that kind of player. And when the wingbacks are going up front against Martial and Lingard, who are also very quick, it's going to expose Christensen and Zuma a lot. And there is no Kante to sit, and Jorginho is not too fast. So the whole the pairing there was, you can do that for a Europa League game or a Champions League game, which you are sure of, for a lower league team game, but not for a curtain raiser like this. Yeah. There are some good take home points on this match, but I think he got it wrong. He should go back to the drawing board. We played well, fine. So what did we not get correctly? That's what they should work on.
Yeah, let's talk about Manchester United now, because we've talked about Chelsea's lapses and where I think they went wrong throughout the match. Manchester United, I mean, they were clinical. This is like new season, new beginnings for them. And Rashford took his chances, Martial took his chance, and Daniel James was able to get a goal. I think that was the key difference between Chelsea and Manchester United. The fact that Manchester United, when they got in front of the post on with Kepa, they were able to score their goals. Edmund, what did you think about Manchester United's performance as a whole?
Like I've said, I did not think they were all that. I felt at the point they were getting overrun. Yeah. Definitely, if you play the bigger boys in the league, you suffer like that. Yeah. For Chelsea, this inexperienced Chelsea trying to come and I was not impressed with them. I'm sorry, they won 4-0. Yes, very good, but I was not just.
Are you not just being a bitter? Are you not just being a bitter person?
No, listen. It's not about being a. What I'm saying is, see, if this Manchester United team will not beat the Chelsea team of last season. It just goes to show you how poor Chelsea were defensively. Okay, see, if Tammy Abraham scores, we're talking about a different book. I mean, you need to watch they scored 4 goals. That's the most important thing. They struggled for goals towards the end of last season. So 4 goals against the Chelsea side, no matter how inexperienced or whatever, it's Chelsea. It's a very big positive to take. It was good for Rashford. Rashford was very good. I think Pogba was trying to overdo at the point, and then when he kept it very simple, he got 2 assists, brilliant passes. And then Marshall was good. I think McTominay too was good. Wan-Bissaka was very good. Wan-Bissaka was good today. And Maguire, I think Maguire too had a very decent game. All in all, they did well. They did well. But what I mean, I'm not really impressed. I'm putting them against the likes of Man City and against the likes of Liverpool. So damn, I don't really see so much improvement. No, I can't pass now.
Williams, I felt we were more pleased with Manchester United's game more than Edmund because he called him being bitter for seeing Manchester United didn't play too well. What do you think about their game?
My take on Manchester United is that I think the new signings have gelled well into the team compared to the Chelsea players that just came back to join the team. Likes of Mount and Tammy Abraham and Emerson that has come into the first team. Wan-Bissaka was very decent.
Premier League.
Edmund, he came to a new club.
He hasn't played in the Premier League game. Guys, too early.
So I think they played well. They played well, but they were not as decent as Chelsea. Chelsea were just unlucky. Exactly, yeah. They were not so extremely good. Big ups to the goalkeeper. It was exceptional. So he made some badass saves.
Yeah, the guy is back to his best. So let's hope he continues.
Some routine saves, please.
Those are not routine saves now. He plays very well. Now.
Which spectacular save did he make?
He did some nice saves. There was one that
YouTube goalkeeper. Please, let's move on from Man United, Jerry.
Arsenal. Okay, let's get to Arsenal. Arsenal played today 1-0 against Newcastle. Aubameyang with the goal. Williams, as an Arsenal fan, how did you see your team's performance?
You have to question the lineup Emery brought out. Though I understand from his perspective is that he wanted the players, the regular first team players who were not up to speed, to take a break, maybe a week out to just observe how the league is, or maybe come on during the second half and play the boys who have been playing the preseason together. The team he fielded today has been the same team that has been starting the preseason, the same lineup. It's just that Leno was one that came into the mixture. The same Willock, Nelson, and all that. So there was already this kind of understanding between them, and he didn't want to risk some of the other players like Pepe, Lacazette, Torreira. Maybe from the second game or when the game against Liverpool, the first thing would definitely change. Luis will come into the team, Torreira will come in, Pepe will come in, Mkhitaryan will go out, Tenny will be back into the start lineup. Ozzy was even out and Kolasinac due to that investigation that is ongoing. So it was a good away victory. I'm grateful that we had a clean sheet. It's rare seeing us keep a clean sheet away from home.
Yeah,
it wasn't so bad, but
because Arsenal has a huge depth now. I think they signed a lot of players, key players they needed for their team. They also got Luis, which I was shocked. So Arsenal has bought a good amount of players, and the depth in the team now has improved more than last season. Edmund, what do you think about Arsenal's chances? Can they finally get into Champions League football this season, or do you think they'll just miss it again like last season? Do you think these new signings will impact them this season?
Yeah, I think they would. I with their signings, I definitely see them getting into the top 4. I think they ought to get into the top 4. I mean, you can't spend that amount of money and not. They were narrowly so close last season in the league and through the Europa League final. So with the likes of David Luiz, Pepe, hopefully he comes to life very soon. And Ceballos, I saw him today running everywhere against Newcastle. He was good. So I feel like this is finally their year, and I don't see Manchester United and Chelsea. I don't see them getting it. I don't see Man United and Chelsea getting it. So definitely Arsenal should.
Okay. For teams that are very sure of getting to the top 4 and actually competing this season, Man City, we saw them play yesterday against West Ham. It was another routine 5-0 thrashing, and Liverpool played Norwich, and it was as if Norwich didn't even train for the match, and they just turned up to just be back to the Premier League without putting any much effort. These two teams are, in terms of quality, that we are above almost everything. In fact, if every team in Premier League that we are above. So is the Premier League now a two-horse race? Because I think we always say La Liga is always between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Is there not this fear of the same thing happening with the Premier League, that now the Premier League is now also a two-horse race between Liverpool and Man City, because they are now beating teams. They're not beating teams easily. 5-1, 4-0. You see ridiculous columns anytime they play. So do you think this will be a two-horse race now between Liverpool and Man City again?
Oh, most definitely, Tega. Most definitely. I feel they are the only ones that can compete.
Really, I don't feel it's going to be like that this season.
So who do you think will compete?
With the amount of recruitments, the other teams, the other top teams in the league, even those that are not in the top 4, have done, I think it's not going to be so easy to ride out like that. So then you see that Man City even struggled with that West Ham. Because in the second half, they got their gear together and they turned things around.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's really not going to.
They never struggled because there was never a time West Ham threatened them. They were not up to gear 1. And even with the 5-0 victory, they played at most gear 2 all through the game.
Yeah, that was true.
See, the difference in quality between Manchester United, between Manchester City and Liverpool, it's too wide, and they are too consistent enough. Liverpool did not lose against any other team apart from Man City last season. I'm surprised they're champions of Europe. They are that consistent. Tottenham are good. They are very good on a good day in a one-off match like they did against Man City. They can win you, yes. But to be consistent enough in a 38 league season is impossible for them. They can't do it. They were lucky against Aston Villa. Manchester United definitely will not contest. Chelsea, we've seen they can't. Arsenal they are too self-sabotaging to contest for it. You get this victory against Newcastle is even very surprising. A clean sheet and 1-0. They struggled away from home last season.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a two-horse race. They are the only two ones. And to be realistic, Liverpool are the only ones that can try to compete. But at the end of the day, they can't. They will try, but they can't, man. This man system is too good. They are too good. I mean, I saw them against West Ham, and they were, like I said, they were on gear 2 for most of the games, and they were still brilliant. Mahrez was playing very. They didn't start with Aguero.
Aguero was on the bench.
Was one of their best, if not their best player was on the bench. Mendy is out injured. Fernandinho was nowhere to be seen. Gundogan was on the bench. You have Cancelo that they bought for over 60 million on the bench. Guy. How do you compete against that? You can't, because they have Guardiola, who is a tactical genius.
There was something Mourinho said today when they asked him who teams do you see competing for the Premier League this season. He said Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Manchester City beat him. It's that bad that Mourinho even feels that even Manchester City's beat team is enough to beat any Premier League team.
So it's true now, guys. Yeah. It's true. Have you not seen it? It's true. I think I put a tweet out about it where I said the top 4 was going to be Manchester City's first team, Manchester City's second team, then Liverpool and Tottenham. They are so good. I know EPL fans like to want to put it that their league is the best league in the world and all that, but this is the sad reality. They are now a two-horse race team, just like La Liga.
Anyway, the season is just starting. Williams, what do you think about the two-horse race thing? Do you think it's
I don't want to totally agree with you.
Okay.
I don't feel it's going to be that easy.
So who do you think challenges these two teams now personally? Like, can really challenge them, not just try. Like, really, really challenge them.
I think Spurs, Tottenham, they can really. So when Arsenal can, if Arsenal should get to gear, they should. Remove sentiments aside, they should be able to do something with the kind of recruitments they have done. They should get things kicking.
Will this season be a failure for Arsenal if they don't get into top 4 with the amount of money?
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
I mean, this is the biggest. Since I started watching football, this is the first time I've seen Arsenal go all in and spend a lot of money. So, should pressure, because there's obviously now people are saying there's not going to be pressure on Lampard because of the transfer ban and everything. But the reverse is the case for Unai Emery with all the money he got this summer. So, will it be a huge failure if they don't make top 4 and if they don't at least win a trophy?
All the money that they've collected back from the sales of Iwobi and all the others. Well, it's going to be a massive failure if they don't get that top 4, because most of the players who were going out for did not want to come because there were no Champions League. Yeah. And it's already, when we're not in Champions League, there's not enough money. Unlike when you are qualified with Champions League, there is this bonus that comes with it from qualifying and zone for being in the league. Is that top 4 bonus? So we need extra cash coming in. That's why we spent a lot. And we are looking at a long-term and short-term projects. For the short term, you see that we've gotten Ceballos to be that box-to-box midfielder. For the long term, we went for Saliba, who will come and join us next season and will be one of the top centre-backs in the team. So we've thought about long-term, short-term. Then we brought in Pepe. For both the short-term now and the long-term, immediately, we brought in youths of Martinelli too, who is also very young. We kept Reece Nelson this season and we didn't send him out on loan. We sold Iwobi, who was not so good, so we could make up for the money we've spent. We brought in David Lewis, who knows the league, to be a centre pairing with Socrates. So if we have that strong force, Bellerin is coming back from injury. We've gotten Tenny, who is one of the talked about left backs in the world now. So you see that there is this intent from the Arsenal board to say, okay, we are not the ones now. We have come out to support you. Oh yeah, go into that field and show us that you can do it. So that's what I think the intent of the team is now. Top 4, if possible, top 3, win the Europa League if it's feasible. But we must be in Champions League next season.
Yeah. Oris, your team also, Barcelona, kind of spent a lot this season trying to improve their team for this season's La Liga and the Champions League. And obviously, I think pre-season has been going fairly well for Barcelona, beating Napoli 4-0. How do you compare your Barcelona's team now? Do you think they are finally ready to get that Champions League this season?
I don't want to talk about the Champions League, really, to be honest. But I don't want to talk about the Champions League, but Tega.
Yeah.
It's the squad has always been good enough. Even last season, they were good enough to get. The problem was just the manager and the manager's approach. So really, this season, and I always say, it does not matter the player we sign. We could sign Pele, we could sign Maradona. The coach has a lot of role to play, you get. So it depends on him. I don't know why the board and the club has decided not to sack him and stick with a man that has fumbled two Champions League leads.
But let me oppose your point. Let me just oppose something you just said, then you continue. Because last season, you were on the podcast, you were also defending, it got to a point where you were defending Valverde, and obviously things have changed. The dramatic turnaround against Liverpool, since I think you're no longer on the side. And there was also this talk then, because I even had the same argument or a mini conversation with my friend. I was telling him, he was saying anybody can coach Barcelona, that Barcelona don't need a coach. But obviously, you guys need a coach from what you are saying. So why has this guy not been sacked? Or because there was talks of Koeman coming in or something. Is it that there's nobody that is better in the market now, or they are just giving him one more chance to prove himself this season?
The thing with Barcelona is that they've never sacked the coach in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yet they've not sacked any coach. They've had Frank Lampard. I think that was the first manager I met in Ronaldinho days.
Yeah.
He stepped down himself. Pep Guardiola stepped down himself. Tito Villanova died.
Yeah.
Tata Martino stepped down himself. Luis Enrique stepped down himself. So Barcelona is not a club that is known for sacking. They don't sack managers. We're not Chelsea. You get. So I feel they are giving the same courtesy to Valverde, and they are just letting him run down his contract. Plus, before the Champions League fixture, I think around that period they signed a new long-term deal. So I'm thinking. I think contract extension. Sorry. So I'm thinking they are looking at that, and also the fact that the financial implication of sacking him, even though I know the club money will not really be an issue. You get and I think the players are happy with him. A lot of the players are happy. I think most of the players after the game came out to say they are the ones that should be blamed. It's not the manager. They are the ones that should take the blame and all that. So it was a difficult situation for them, and they didn't sack him. I don't understand that, but I get it. I don't understand that, but I get it. But I feel like I'm not. I can't be optimistic about the Champions League with Bavadi in charge, to be honest. Sorry. And I know I defended him last season a lot, and I defended him because for me at that point it was the end justifies the means. Yeah. But I can no longer continue to defend him when the end is no longer justifying the means. You get, because a lot of Barcelona fans were saying we're not playing good football, we're not playing the Barcelona way. I was like, yes, true, but we're getting results, we're winning. You get, we're unbeaten in the league. We had wrapped up the league by April. When the Copa final, when semi-final, we won the first leg 3-0. So what else do you want? You understand? We can no longer have the luxury days of Pep Guardiola where we played beautiful football. That's past. You get, this is the reality. So we have to. But the collapse against Liverpool just changed anything. I can't really defend him now, and I cannot say confidently that he's going to finally make us win the champion. I can't say that. Even if we sign Ronaldo, I can't be confident. With Valverde, I can't.
Okay, quickly, let's talk about your rivals. Real Madrid have not been having the best of preseason, and I think this night against Roma they played 2-2 and they lost on penalties to Roma this evening. But on the other end of Madrid, Atletico Madrid have had a very good preseason, very fantastic preseason, so beyond expectations. Even Joao Felix is scoring goals and assisting and everything. Is this the year where Atletico Madrid, because I asked this question last week during the podcast, and I maybe since we've had a chance to think about it now, is this the time when Atletico Madrid can really push for the La Liga this season? Because I watched them play. I watched the game against Juventus. I watched them play, and I see they are playing good football, better than anything I've seen from them in a while. So is this the year that this attacking football that maybe Simeone is trying to focus on now can reap the benefit and maybe get that La Liga back? Or are you still sure that nothing will happen on Barcelona's end?
Nothing. Tega. They are going to play very well. They are going to push very far like they did last season. You get the same thing with Real Madrid too. But you can't get La Liga. You can't. There's no how you are going to be as consistent as Messi will be over 38 game. You can't do that. There's no player in the world that's going to be as. That's just the difference. The difference between all the other teams and Barcelona is that they have Messi. Messi will turn up more times than he would not turn up. So that's where the difference is, and that's why Barcelona are enjoying this long period of league domination. I think it's 8 leagues in 11 seasons. It's because of the consistency of Messi, and you need that consistency to win the league. So I don't see any other team winning it. I'm sorry, I don't see Real Madrid. I don't think Hazard and Co. They are already struggling. Probably they will turn up and they will gel better when the season starts. But I don't see them being as consistent enough as Barcelona will be. And plus, we have Griezmann. I think you have Messi, who is the best player in the league, and then you signed the second best player in the league, I think Griezmann. So guy, it's not. There's also talk of the old Neymar. We don't know what's going to happen there, but really, I don't see, even without Neymar coming, I don't see Atletico Madrid. And with them playing attacking football, Simeone, a leopard cannot change his color. Eventually, he will go back to the defensive level to his defensive nature. It's just how it is.
Yeah. The Premier League transfer window has come and gone. The teams, Chelsea obviously transferred, but nothing happened with them. Manchester United got a couple of signings. Arsenal too. We've touched on Arsenal. Let's talk about Tottenham a bit and Liverpool. Tottenham got in Ndombele, they got in Sessegnon, and I think they brought in Lo Celso on loan at the end of the window. And Man United got in Wan-Bissaka, got in Maguire for 85 billion as the highest, 80 million or 85 million now, the highest record deal for a defender. All in all, how do you see the transfer window of English teams, Williams?
Should I talk on Tottenham first? I think Tottenham did a very good business. So bringing in Ndombele, I think they were trying to switch from that mentality of playing with Dyer, Wanyama. They're trying to look for somebody who can go forward, who can also come back, who can give them that attacking presence and that defensive solidarity. So it was good. We went for Dyer. Then there's the other guy from Aribetis that came. That's another guy that is also like he's also like Ceballos. He can play in the midfield. He can play in the midfield 3. He can play in the attacking 10. He can also drift to the side. So they have that options to choose from. Then they got in Sessignon. We know how good he is from what we watched him last season with Fulham. So we don't really need to talk much about Sessignon. Then Wan-Bissaka, everybody knows Wan-Bissaka is very good. That's why different clubs were trying to rush to get him.
Is he Wan-Bissaka or Wan-Bissaka?
The Liverpool says
Wan-Bissaka.
Oh God. What about Iwobi? Iwobi going to Everton. What do you think about that?
I think it was good. It was best for him, best for everybody. Iwobi has not scored more than 3 goals in 3 seasons. I think he needed to leave. We are trying to move to a certain level now. Right now that Iwobi cannot be playing for Arsenal again. Iwobi is not good enough. We're giving him chances over chances, and he doesn't improve. His final ball is also bad. His finishing is not so good. So him moving to Everton was also good. We needed to make up money for the money we've spent. So we needed somebody that will leave, that will also give us a good market value, and he will be presented at that point.
We saw the most expensive Arsenal sale.
Yes,
the most expensive in history.
To think about that, Ramsey went for free, Edmund. It makes you think that Iwobi is not the most expensive. It's funny. Ramsey supposed to have gone for like 50-60 million, but we let him go for free, which is poor on their part. But Iwobi living, I like it. I'm happy he left. Iwobi wasn't. I'm always complaining of Iwobi, even though Everton is trying to build a stronger,
I was sad, to be honest.
So I think
you were sad.
Nigerian. As a Nigerian,
I was sad, to be honest, because when I started hearing the news, I was praying and I was hoping that there will be no enough time for the deal to go through. I don't know. I just felt like I like it would be. I agree on William saying he's not good enough for Arsenal. True, his stats are not so good. I think his highest ever scoring season is 3 goals, which is poor in the league. It's terrible.
For 3 years consecutive. I just feel personally
for Iwobi personally is that this is how I feel like this is how his career just starts to go downwards, because after Everton it's Burnley next, and after Burnley is Sunderland, and
he can move to a better team in Europe.
Champions League.
In 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, so if he improves, so I just feel like it's on him. So he has to turn up. And I think Marco Silva, the Everton manager, said that he needs to work on his finishing. If not, he's a good player. He has the right idea and the right ideas of how football should be. He just has to work on his final ball and his finishing. I wish him all the best. But in a way, he kind of like just cut off the link I had with Arsenal. Because I watched a video of him saying he was going to play for Arsenal forever, and it made me very emotional. It made me very sad as a Nigerian, because
you were in tears
that he will be placed for. I love that he will be placed for Arsenal. You get.
It was kind of the same connection I had with Mikel playing for Chelsea. I don't care about Moses, but Mikel, I was so sad when Mikel left. Yeah.
Exactly, because he was part of the whole youth team. He has been there. He played 17 years, his whole life, and then he signed a contract. I think he signed a contract last season when Emery came. And then to leave like this was just... I wish him all the best. I'll be rooting for him in Everton.
Yeah. So the Super Cup is on Wednesday between Chelsea and Liverpool, and Chelsea obviously have been beaten by Manchester United. So I think this is a huge learning curve for Lampard to take into a Liverpool game. Your predictions, Edmund, what do you think about that match?
What will anybody else think? You are playing the champions of Europe. Did you see Liverpool against Norwich? There's no win that game.
Chelsea is in Norwich.
But did you see what when you were commenting on what Liverpool did to Norwich? You said Liverpool blew Norwich away like they did not even train for the game. And then Chelsea trained for this game against Manchester United. They prepared. We all know they did, and they were just manhandled. They were dismantled. They were torn apart. against a poor Manchester United time. What do you think the likes of Salah, Mane in particular, and Firmino or Origi, who is like a reborn new creature, what do you think they would do?
But I feel
there's no two ways about it.
I feel Lampard rested Kante, Pulisic, Alonso. He rested some of his key players so he can actually beat them against Liverpool. I mean, that game is, I think... It
does not matter. Chelsea at full peak cannot, except if another miracle wants to happen. The way a miracle happened the year you guys won the Champions League, except if that happens. But other than that, there's no probable. The only outcome is a Liverpool, and they can even get embarrassed.
Williams, do you have a contrary opinion?
No, I think Liverpool are going to be a landslide. Wow. They feel even colorish 4-0, so
another spanking.
I feel Lampard has learned his lessons, and I feel he'll be more prepared against Liverpool. And I think in a scale of preference, they will prefer a trophy to
you can be. It does not matter how prepared you can be. There's only so much your ability can take you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no matter how Lingard trains, guy, he cannot play football like Messi. If he likes, he should train from now till 10 years ago. 10 years from now, he can't play football. So no matter how you guys play, guy, I don't see how you guys win that Liverpool. Those guys are something else.
I know Liverpool is a brilliant team, but I just hope for Chelsea's sake they're able to win so I can have something. This week I'm a bit subdued as a Chelsea fan. I'm just talk about the whole trashing. So I hope next week I'll have something to rave about.
Next week the best league in the world kicks off. You get to witness Barcelona with the likes of Griezmann and Dembele and Messi and Suarez, and you get to watch proper football again. I can't wait.
Proper football, La Liga. I don't think I've ever heard those two things in the same sentence. Obviously, there are only 2 teams or 3 teams. The rest are...
You guys are living in denial. You EPL fans, you guys are in denial because, listen, EPL, agreed, is the most interesting league to watch. But the most interesting doesn't always make that you are interested, does not make it best, because when you guys, apart from this last season's freak results that has happened, when English teams meet Spanish teams that play proper football in European Championship or European competitions, you guys can't compete. Sevilla knocked Manchester United out. Sevilla are like 4th, 5th, 6th teams. They play. If you get to watch the La Liga often, you see that those teams play real football. You people are at the EPL, you guys specialize on cross and nodding and pace and physicality. Those guys are technically, they play proper football. It's just not packaged enough, and they don't have good commentators. But what to do? Continue living in denial. The best league is La Liga.
Moving on to extra time. Do you have any recommendations for TV series or for people to watch? Any new series out that you think is interesting? Obviously, myself, I've been watching a couple of new ones. Pearson, spin-off from Suits.
I think
Euphoria also.
Okay, I think your sister suggested Euphoria. I think that's the one I want to say. I think she said it's a brilliant movie. I saw a post about it. I saw your post about it also. So I think that's the one I want to watch. I don't know. I'm watching Orange is the New Black. I think the final season just aired, season 7. So I still have to catch up on that also. I don't know if Money Heist, obviously. I don't know. Have you seen Money Heist?
I've actually not seen it. I started watching, I started downloading season 1, but I've not seen it.
Okay. New series, Jet. You try Jet. Jet is nice. The Boys is also nice.
Is it a Netflix series?
The Boys is nice. The Boys is Netflix. I think it's out.
The Boys,
you can check.
Is it not reality?
It sounds like all those Korean.
No, it's not. It's about some group of superheroes. It's nice. I enjoyed it. I shared it with me and Kama watched it together. Then Jet is also nice.
Okay, I feel like any other thing happening with me right now, though, nothing major. We are still just pushing and grinding. But personally, this year it's been a great year for me personally. It's been an eye-opening year. Let me I feel like personally I've grown a lot this year, and I've had
Edmund lost his virginity.
I've had to. No, I've had to. It's not about my virginity. I've had to restructure and remodel a lot of my.
I can't. Williams, can you recap that?
Edmund lost his virginity.
Edmund lost his virginity. Edmund lost his virginity. Just look at this clown. A boy can't lose his virginity. Like boys are not virgins.
Well, is that a legit statement, or is William just talking from his ass? Is it mean?
He always talks from his ass. No, but really, it's been a great year for me personally. I think I've not grown. I've grown a lot. Yeah, this year personally. Yeah, I've had to rediscover a lot about myself. Yeah, personal development, personal discovery. I've had to a lot of my principles that I normally would like. I've held firm and I've like built my life upon. I've had to like restructure them and rechange them and remodel them and be a little bit flexible and all that. But it's been good. It's a great development couple. Yeah, good year all together. I
think that's what love can make it. That's if you're in love. I don't know if you are or if you are not.
I prefer not to speak.
Williams, last season we talked about your relationship status quite a long. Has anything changed? Are you still?
No, it hasn't.
Still the same way.
Yes.
Okay, so any ladies can slide into your DMs or my DMs, then I can send.
Of course, they can slide in like Drogba.
Okay, all right, no worries. Guys, thanks for once again joining me on the podcast. It's been fun chatting with you guys as usual.
Thank you for the opportunity. I think it's been nice. I've missed this a lot, and if possible, I think I'll do this every day. But thank you, and thanks to those that have been supporting us. I think those that have been downloading the episodes and giving us feedback and listening, and I think they are the reason for us still being here. Because if they're not listening, we would not bother shooting this. So it's thanks to those that are following us and those that will start to follow us, those that repost us, those that advertise, and basically just thanks to our viewers. And you guys rock.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who continues to listen to the Viewing Center podcast. I think every week I get we get new sets of listeners. The listeners base keeps increasing every week. It's been fun always doing this, and I think we're back to our normal schedule of every week. Every week there'll be a podcast out on the Viewing Center. The season has begun, so I'm ready to keep on bringing these episodes out as much as you guys will have us. Williams, any final words?
Arsenal will win the league.
We did not say crack a joke, Williams. Final words.
That's a good.
I'll be blessed. That's a good final word.
A good final word. All right, guys. Read the show on iTunes. Download on iTunes. Or any podcast app you listen. You hear this from any part of your favorite podcast app. You Center Podcast. You take care of yourself, guys.